So, hi everyone, this is Sanjana, and today I'm here to explain you about Agile development process. So, here we go. Understanding Agile development process and its impact on software industries. Like as we have already observed in the curriculum given in the Agile subject and all, we have seen that Agile is a process where the process is divided into a certain number of sprints or iterations, and then the process will be carried out. Like if you take the old model, that is the traditional waterfall model, it'll be different. Agile is something different from waterfall model in this case. It's like in Agile we can do multiple iterations and all, but whereas in waterfall model, once you come forward, you can't go back to the previous stage. And all. So this can be observed as the very a good advantage when it comes to Agile. So, we'll just look into what is Agile and all. Yeah. So, introduction to Agile development process. Like here, if you just see about Agile is an iterative approach, as I've said earlier. Like iterative approach in the sense, like you can be carrying out multiple cycles of processes. Like if you want to do something in a project, you can verify it for n number of times and then proceed if it is right or not. So, iterative approach is seen in Agile development process. And then here we come to emphasis on flexibility, like it allows all the teams to respond, like allow teams to respond quickly to changing requirements, like it can mold to any changes that are being made in Agile. uh, there will be many chances to modify the data. Like if we do iterations and all, we'll get some new set of data and we have to be able to mold to the data also. So that is the flexibility that we can be seeing agile development process. Collaboration, it promotes teamwork. Like the most important thing in agile is teamwork and a better communication. A better communication of course leads to a better project. And then customer feedback, it collects all the customer feedback and marks them, like they make it onto storyboards and all, etc. They follow all these things. They take all the customer feedback and then try to recorrect that to the next process, and they make sure the previously done mistake will not repeat hereafter. And then continuous planning, like planning will not be done in one stage and it'll be ended and all. The planning will be continuous, like for every new technology, planning will be made and adapting to new insights. Like yeah, that's what adapting to new insights in the sense it'll be updating based on the data that we have received from the client or the requirements we have got from their side. And then testing is also done frequently, and here it is not like waterfall model. In waterfall model we see testing as a stage, like it comes after development and all, but whereas in agile it is not like that. Testing starts right from the beginning, like as soon as you collect the requirements, the testing process is being done. Like parallelly you'll be having both the developing process and testing as well. Then the core principles of agile methodology. Yeah, we have already seen this, like in our curriculum and all, it is already mentioned, like individuals and interactions over process and tools. Like they believe and they prioritize the interactions, the communication between the individuals than the process and tools. They just don't blindly follow the tools and processes or the resources available, but they believe in the conversation, communication between the client and customer and all. And so they have to have a good rapport between the customer and the building team as well. And then working software over comprehensive documentation. Like see, they don't actually follow a document. Like if a document is being recorded, they don't follow the same as it is and all. They believe in the working software. They don't believe in a document that is handwritten or that is previously printed or something. They follow the working software based on the current modifications and all. And then customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Like they believe in the customer collaboration. The process leads to better outcomes and satisfaction. Like see, if we know the requirements that are being proposed by the customer, and then we can provide better results. Without knowing the customer needs, we can't move forward. So it is really important to know about the customer's needs, and also customer collaboration is the main methodology seen in Agile. And then responding to change over following a plan. Like they don't see it as a plan and you have to execute as usual, like as it is and all. They will respond to the changes. Like if for example, if a customer comes and asks for a change in the middle, and they will actually accept it. They won't follow the plan that is previously given and all. They will mold to the changes. They'll accept. They'll listen to the customer's needs and all also. So that's what I've said in the previous slide. We've seen like flexibility is seen in Agile. Like whatever the new changes are to be made, they will of course adapt to that. And so these are the core principles of Agile methodology and then Agile framework. Like as we have seen now, Scrum, Kanban, and many more are actually used in software industries. Like Scrum, as we have already known, like Scrum has a Scrum Master and stand-up meeting and all. There are some factors in Scrum which are so attractive that makes the customers to believe in Scrum and do projects based on Scrum. Scrum focuses on sprints and regular stand-up meetings to enhance team collaboration. Like they'll get updates frequently. They'll often get to know like till where did the work get completed and all, and they'll discuss and share their ideologies in the regular stand-up meetings. Like the stand-up meetings will be held for some 5 minutes or something, but they'll give a glance about what they have worked on till date. So Scrum is also a good framework. And then extreme programming. It enhances software quality through frequent releases and iterative development. So extreme programming is nothing but it follows iterative development. And Kanban visualizes workflow to improve process efficiency and manage work in progress. So it basically concentrates on the workflow and sees like how the work is being done. And based on that, it will manage to work for the progress. So benefits of agile software development: faster time to market. So see, they don't have a scheduled time. Like it is not fixed and all. They all the activities will be parallelly done, like development and testing, as how I've said. So faster time to market, improved product quality. Since they encourage customers' involvement in the process, so we'll get to know about the customer needs, and so we'll be able to satisfy their needs. So obviously, we'll get product quality and increased customer satisfaction. That's what I've said before, and then enhanced team collaboration and moral. Yeah, of course, a team collaboration, a strong team will make us to achieve some better results. And that is what one of the benefits of agile and software development. And then, as I earlier said earlier, like agile development and traditional waterfall development, they are completely different. Not completely in the sense, like there are some variations between agile and traditional waterfall development. Like if you see here, agile, it comes as flexible, adaptive. Like if you give any new updates or something, it'll mold to the situations. But whereas in waterfall model, you can't see that. If you are given with the plan, of course you have to execute the whole plan, no matter if you want to change it or if it is uh, you can't change it afterwards. Like if you go forward, you can't retract back in the waterfall model and all. And in agile, there's nothing like that. You can constantly do iterations, make changes and all also. And agile actually collects regular feedback from the stakeholders, and also it helps us to find the basic needs of the customers and then do the documentation or project accordingly. And here in waterfall model, they actually concentrate on documentation. Whatever they have done, they want to document. Want to have a document of all that. And here, when it comes to agile, reduces risks because you know the direction in which, like in the path which you're doing. Also, it reduces risks and all. But here, there is a chance in waterfall model because they rely on the set of requirements they may have a chance to get onto the risks and all. And agile model allows for incremental delivery of product features. Like here in agile development, there's nothing like you have to show the end product after all the process. But here in agile, you can take some small span, like short span, like within 2 weeks we have done till certain extent and all, and after 4 weeks you can show the upgradation, and then you can be building it. You can be building the working software. It is not like you have to show the product at once at the end and all. In waterfall model, the end product will be seen at the end of the procedure. But in Agile, you don't get to see that. You'll be having intermediate results of the project and all. So the customers will know, like, oh, okay, so they have done it till here. They have done some uh, part of the projects that meets our requirements and all. So emphasizes working software over comprehensive documentation. Agile, of course, encourages working software. And then in traditional waterfall model, we see higher project failure rates due to rigidity. See, they are so rigid, like the waterfall development model is so rigid that it will not mold to the changes. So you may find some failures, like in the higher projects and all, you may find some failure. So these are some basic differences between agile and traditional waterfall model. So now the basic reason, I guess you would have understood about the basic reason why we prefer to choose agile is because one is satisfying the customer, iterative approach, and flexibility. That's all. This is a brief glance about the major differences between traditional and agile model. And Agile's impact on team dynamics. It is the same collaborative environment is built in the team and cross-functional teams. Like if multiple domains are involved, they share their ideologies between teams and all. So this cross-functional teams helps us in getting better knowledge and then enhanced communication, of course, improved accountability, and then productive workforce. So having a productive team where all the skillful employees are working, it incorporates to a better project. And then implementing Agile. The best practices as given here, training teams in Agile principles. Like if a new employee joins in the Agile team, you have to train them in such a way that they follow all the Agile principles. Like we have seen the four core principles in the earlier slides and also the uh, freshers or the newer joinees will be trained with these agile principles, adopting appropriate tools for project management. Yeah, tools also will, of course, act as a major thing in the project. You have to make sure that you will select an appropriate tool so that the project management will be done all good and clear, and encouraging open communication and feedback. Like the agile, the main motto of agile practice is welcoming everyone to give feedback and to have a good communication. So, if you have a good communication, then the ideologies will be shared, and if we have some faults and all, the feedback will be taken into consideration and then modified. So regularly reviewing and defining process, like they should have a constant reviewing on the project. Like they have to overlook about what's going on, and then do uh, they have to review that and then perform if there is anything incomplete or something like that. Challenges in adopting agile, like their resistance to change. Sometimes, there will be many people involved in agile, and many people will have different notions and all. So sometimes a person's notion may be wrong, but in agile, because they are adaptive to changes and all, if we get some change which is something deviating from the topic, then it is a big challenge only. So we can't just blindly change according to the circumstances in every cases. We have to check it, recheck it, and verify if it is right, and then change. So this is the backdrop also, like resistance to change is backdrop as well, and also an advantage, but to a certain extent we have to cross verify if it is, I mean, if the change is really required or not, and then change it. Misalignment of expectations and difficulty in scaling agile practices, misunderstanding of agile principle. Yeah, it's all the same. Like the misunderstanding is a main challenge that is faced in agile. And then need for strong leadership. Of course, a strong leadership is needed because multiple activities are being done simultaneously, and so they, of course, have to have good leadership to guide them and all. And importance of clear communication. The communication has to be so clear, like it has to be crystal clear, otherwise we'll end up uh, lagging behind the project and all. Continuous training is essential, like training the teams regarding the agile practices, methodologies, and principles is a key challenge. Like, of course, it is needed, but every time looking after people to train them and all is actually a challenge only. And then agile metrics and performance evaluation. If we come here, we have three factors: velocity, burn down chart, and lead time. Velocity, in the sense, it measures the amount of work completed during a sprint. Like, sprint is a certain amount of time that is taken into consideration in which you have to complete your activity. And then burn down chart. It tracks ongoing progress against the project timeline. Like it makes a record of what all the project process we have done, and it records the progress. Like till certain extent we should have done that, and it records like till what extent did we do, and is there anything pending, and is there anything to be done later. Lead time represents the duration from task initiation to its completion, providing insight into efficiency. That's like it provides the insight, like it provides about the efficiency, like how much work is done and how much productive it is, and all. It is seen in lead time. Then, if you look after the case studies, like there are, like I've taken some two examples in Agile success, Spotify and Atlassian Agile practice. Now, of course, everyone is familiar to Spotify, so I've taken it in the starting itself. Like Spotify, as we've known earlier, we used to have Ghana, Wink, and many apps like that. But now Spotify is, of course, trending everywhere. That is because of the Spotify's leveraged agile methodologies. Like since Spotify uses this agile methodologies and all, to enhance its scaling capabilities and foster a rapid innovation. So it helps customers to meet their needs, and it of course satisfies the customers. So that is the reason Spotify is on top notch now, and Spotify allowing them to stay ahead in the competitive music streaming market. Yeah, that's what I've said. They are always in the top notch. That is because of the methodology that they have used. That is the agile implementation, and it is same with the Atlassian agile practices also. Its product delivery timelines and increased customer satisfaction by adopting agile practices, which streamline their development. And then, yeah, here are some tools and software supporting agile implementation. Like people are, of course, familiar with the tools which I've mentioned here, like Jira, Asana, Trello. Like these are three main tools which are used in agile implementation. Of course, selection of the tool is also very important while doing the project. Jira, when it comes to Jira, it is a comprehensive project management tool, and Asana streamlines team collaboration. It concentrates on the collaboration and all, project timelines and progress tracking and all is perfectly done here. And Trello, it is a simple visual task management tool. It utilizes boards and cards for organizing projects. And then Agile promotes continuous integration and continuous deployment, of course. They don't just show the end product at once, but they'll be showing it uh, in several sprints. Like for 2 weeks, they'll show a little progress. For 4 weeks, they'll show the upgradation of that little progress. And for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, they'll be constantly showing some output, some whether it is a small output also, they'll be showing some result. It is not like waterfall model where you'll show the whole product at the end. They'll be in Agile, they'll be continuously deploying in small parts, or they follow small sprints. And if there is any modification to be done, they'll make a note of it, and then they'll integrate it and deploy. That is the uh, ultimate ideology of continuous integration and continuous deployment. And then future trends in Agile, like increased use of AI for task automation, which leads to greater emphasis on remote and hybrid work models. And then it leads to enhanced focus on Agile scaling frameworks like SAFPs. And so here, if you see, there are many trends like in Agile. Like the software companies are now effectively using Agile practices only. And so, if we see some future trends in Agile development, we can see AI and machine learning integration, Agile scaling, and hybrid Agile. Like, hybrid Agile, as in many organizations are combining Agile with other project management methodologies like lean or waterfall, whatever it is. And then DevOps and continuous delivery. Agile and DevOps are becoming more tightly integrated, allowing for faster and more frequent releases. Agile for remote teams, like with the rise of remote and distributed teams, Agile development practices are being adapted for virtual collaborations as well. And so, data driven decision making. Agile teams are increasingly relying on data to derive decisions, and also it is really mandatory. Like it has become mandatory that everywhere you find Agile, at least in a certain part, and then enhanced focus on customer centric development. Agile is continuing to evolve to focus even more customer outcomes, design thinking, lean UX, and customer journey mapping to ensure that the product development is closely aligned with user needs and experiences. So, and Agile has become available everywhere. Like now, everyone is preferring Agile. Like most of the people, not saying everyone, but most of the people. And then when it comes to the sustainability and ethical Agile, the rise of ethical consideration, such as environmental sustainability and social impact, is also influencing Agile development to a certain extent. And so these are some future trends that are being seen in Agile development. And then measuring Agile success. Like it is not just performing certain uh, implementations on the projects and just proceeding like that. We have to measure the amount of success we are achieving also. So to measure the success, the rate of success and all, we see some factors like customer satisfaction index. It is an index, like this index is a measure of how well the customer needs are met through agile processes. Like how far are we able to meet the customer needs and all is being measured with the customer satisfaction index. And then project ROI. ROI as in the return on investment. It indicates the financial benefits derived from agile projects, like the benefits that we have achieved from the agile projects are under project ROI. Not the benefits, financial benefits to be more clear. Feature usage analytics. This is the analysis of how frequently features are utilized. Like if we develop some model and we have to check how frequently are these features are moving in the market and how often the people are utilizing this. All these comes under feature usage analytics. Like you have to make stats based on the usage and all. Team productivity rates, like the metrics reflecting the efficiency of agile teams in delivering value. So these are the key performance indicators, like the basic four key performance indicators. And then here we come to the conclusion. Strategic advantage of Agile. Agile development process provides a strategic advantage. Agile methodologies enhance responsiveness to market changes, offering a competitive edge. Of course, it is like the Agile methodologies enhance, improve the responses to market change, and thus it offers a competitive edge. Like in this competitive era, Agile stands stands on top and gives a competitive spirit in the market. And that's all. Like it's an end till here. So I hope you understood at least uh, to a certain extent about Agile. And so my main motto today is to tell about what is Agile development process and how Agile development process is further used in the industries and all. And hope I made you people understand about all these things of, like about the basic principles of Agile and what is Agile development process and how far they are being used in industries and all. And so thank you so much.